In the world of mixed martial arts, MMA, few names resonate with as much intensity and raw magnetism as Conor McGregor. Known for his sharp tongue, flamboyant personality, and devastating striking ability, McGregor would later rise to fame as a two-division UFC champion. But before all the glitz, glamour, and global recognition, there was a young man fighting in the shadows of local promotions, honing his craft and building the foundation for what would become an illustrious career. One such pivotal moment in McGregor's early journey came on November 28, 2008, when he faced Garry Morris at Cage Warriors 38. To truly appreciate this fight and its significance in shaping McGregor's future, we must delve into the backgrounds of both fighters, the atmosphere surrounding the event, and the dramatic clash that ensued in the cage that night. The rise of Conor McGregor. Born on July 14, 1988, in Crumlin, Dublin, Conor McGregor grew up in a working-class neighborhood where he developed a passion for combat sports at an early age. Initially drawn to boxing, McGregor trained under the tutelage of Phil Sutcliffe at the Crumlin Boxing Club. His natural talent for striking was evident from the beginning, but McGregor was not content with merely excelling in one discipline. In his late teens, McGregor discovered MMA, a sport that combined various fighting styles into one cohesive form of combat. The allure of mastering multiple martial arts ignited a fire within him. He began training in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and kickboxing alongside his striking skills. His early training partners and coaches noted his relentless work ethic and insatiable desire to learn. Despite his dedication, McGregor's early career was not without challenges. He struggled with self-doubt and financial instability. There were moments when he considered giving up on his dream of becoming a professional fighter. But thanks to the unwavering support of his family and longtime partner Dee Devlin, he persevered. By the time Cage Warriors 38 rolled around, McGregor was a rising prospect in the Irish MMA scene. With a record of 1-1, he was determined to prove that his debut loss was merely a fluke and that he belonged among the sport's elite. The fight against Garry Morris represented an opportunity for McGregor to make a statement. The enigma of Garry Morris. On the other side of the cage stood Garry Morris, a fighter who, though less heralded than McGregor, was no less determined. Morris was known for his gritty fighting style and never-back-down attitude. A native of Dublin as well, Morris shared a similar background with McGregor. He had grown up in tough neighborhoods, where fighting was often a way of life rather than a sport. Morris began training in MMA in the mid-2000s, inspired by the likes of Royce Gracie and Chuck Liddell. His primary strengths lay in grappling and ground control, though he was no slouch when it came to striking. Coaches and teammates described him as a fighter with a lion's heart, someone who could take punishment and keep coming forward. At Cage Warriors 38, Morris entered the bout with confidence. He knew McGregor was a dangerous opponent, but he believed in his ability to drag the fight into deep waters and emerge victorious. For Morris, this fight was not just about winning, it was about earning respect in the burgeoning Irish MMA scene. The build-up to the fight. The atmosphere leading up to Cage Warriors 38 was electric. Local fight fans were eager to witness a showdown between two promising Dubliners. The MMA scene in Ireland was still in its infancy, but events like Cage Warriors were helping to build a passionate following for the sport. In the days leading up to the fight, there was no shortage of tension. While both fighters maintained a level of respect for each other publicly, there was an undercurrent of rivalry. McGregor's brash confidence was already beginning to show, though he had yet to fully develop the notorious persona that would later make him a household name. Garry Morris, by contrast, was more reserved. He let his actions in the cage speak for themselves. However, those close to the fighters reported that Morris was motivated by a desire to humble the young McGregor, who he felt was receiving too much attention for someone with only 2 professional fights. Fight Night, November 28, 2008. On the night of November 28, 2008, fight fans gathered at the venue, eager for an evening of high-octane action. The air was thick with anticipation. When it was time for McGregor and Morris to take the stage, the crowd erupted in cheers. As the fighters made their way to the cage, the contrast between them was striking. McGregor exuded confidence, pacing back and forth with a focused intensity. Morris, on the other hand, appeared calm and composed, ready to execute his game plan. Round 1, the clash began. The bell rang, and the fight was underway. From the outset, it was clear that McGregor had come prepared to make a statement. He immediately took control of the center of the cage, using his superior footwork to keep Morris on the defensive. McGregor's striking was sharp and precise. He landed several stiff jabs and low kicks, keeping Morris at bay. Morris attempted to close the distance and initiate a clinch, but McGregor's takedown defense held firm. Midway through the round, McGregor unleashed a devastating combination of punches that rocked Morris. Sensing his opponent was hurt, McGregor pressed forward with relentless aggression. Morris tried to recover, but the onslaught was too much. Refusing to back down, he swung wildly in an attempt to turn the tide, but McGregor's precision striking proved too overwhelming. With just under 2 minutes remaining in the round, McGregor landed a clean right hand that sent Morris crashing to the canvas. The referee immediately stepped in to stop the fight, declaring McGregor the winner by TKO punches in round 1. Aftermath and controversies. The aftermath of the fight was a mix of celebration and controversy. McGregor's victory was impressive, but some critics questioned whether the stoppage had been premature. Morris' supporters argued that he had not been given enough time to recover and that he could have continued. McGregor, however, was unapologetic. In post-fight interviews, he declared that he had proven himself as a force to be reckoned with in the Irish MMA scene. His confidence and charisma were already beginning to shine through, setting the stage for the larger-than-life persona he would later adopt. Garry Morris, for his part, handled the loss with grace. He congratulated McGregor on his victory, but expressed a desire for a rematch. While a second fight between the two never materialized, Morris continued to compete in local promotions, earning respect for his toughness and determination. Legacy of the fight. Looking back, the fight between Conor McGregor and Garry Morris was more than just a bout between two local fighters. It was a pivotal moment in the early careers of both men. For McGregor, it marked the beginning of his ascent to stardom. The confidence he gained from that victory propelled him forward, fueling his ambition to become the best in the world. For Morris, the fight was a valuable learning experience. Though he did not achieve the same level of fame as McGregor, he remained a respected figure in the Irish MMA community, known for his warrior spirit and sportsmanship. In the years that followed, McGregor would go on to achieve unprecedented success, becoming the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously. But those who witnessed his early fights, including the clash with Garry Morris, knew that his greatness was not built overnight. It was forged in the crucible of local promotions, where young fighters like McGregor and Morris laid it all on the line for a chance at glory. And so, the story of Conor McGregor vs. Garry Morris lives on a tale of ambition, rivalry, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. It is a story that continues to inspire aspiring fighters and captivates fans of the sport, a reminder that even the greatest legends have humble beginnings.